we doing, guys? Good morning.
Travis.
Extra. I have a question. You've been here before. The Super Bowl. Are you a superstitious guy? What do you need and know that you need to be successful this Super Bowl?
I don't think I'm superstitious. I think I like to live my life a certain way in hopes that I get, good things to happen to me. But I'm not wearing the same underwear every single game or nothing like that.
I know that you congratulated Taylor after the big Grammys night. Has she given you a Super Bowl pep talk?
No, she hasn't. She's focused on entertaining the crowd out in, I think is it Singapore right now, or I think that's in a few weeks. But I know she's out in Japan, Tokyo maybe. So she's just working on entertaining them, making sure she's ready for her performances and everything. But the Super Bowl will worry about if she can make it.
I know that you are focused on winning your own ring. Do you know there's an actual bet that you guys get married at the Super Bowl? What do you say to that?
These bets are crazy.
Yesterday, I took a tattoo. Patrick Mahomes' face. Anywhere on your body.
Patrick Mahomes' face? I gotta lose a bet to get something like that, man. No, I'm not a big tattoo guy.
Real quick, who's the most famous contact in your phone, not in the NFL and not named Taylor Swift?
Man, I got to ask this the other day. I'd say Justin Timberlake again, just because he's coming out with a new album. I'm pumped for it. He told me in a pack congratulations for getting to the Super Bowl, so we got to bring it home for him.
And the last one, who's getting a ring first, the Niners or Taylor?
I'm hoping I get this ring on Sunday. I know that.
Travis, what did LVIII say to you guys after the AFC Championship game that you think you can still apply to this one?
Man, EB was a special coach here for a long time, man, and he's like my uncle or a father figure in the football world for me, and everybody knows how fired up he can get, and I definitely share that same passion to come into work every single day and to play this game, and one of my favorite coaches of all time. So I think the biggest thing that we could take away from who he was as a player, as a coach, is just his passion and his desire to be ready for every single scenario out there on the field. His football awareness and his understanding of the game was second to none when it comes to football. And I'm hoping for the best for him coming up in his near coaching career. But I think who he is as a person is always going to go with me in life.
Defense is playing the way that they are. What does that do for you as an offense?
Man, it fuels us with confidence, but we got to start putting up more and more touchdowns as an offense, and knowing that's going to be big playing against the San Fran team is putting up touchdowns instead of field goals, and making sure we make their offense feel the pressure to keep scoring.
Travis.
Yeah, the Eagles, baby. They I'll tell you what, man, the Mexico City crowd playing down there at the Azteca was absolutely unbelievable, man. That experience I'll remember for the rest of my life, and hopefully we get another chance to play down there in the future. The crowd down there was so electric and just so open and warm to the game of football and American football, and it was an experience that I absolutely enjoyed.
For FIFA World Cup 2026, what do you expect here in US and also Mexico?
I'm pumped that it's coming to Kansas City, man. It'll be right there in my backyard, and I'll be able to have some fun going to all the games. That's a question for Taylor.
Thoughts on the matchup?
You're a role model and for your young teammates. They even say that you are the best tight end in history of the NFL, and they want to adapt some of your abilities and stuff like that. What do you have to say about that?
About my teammates thinking that I'm a good tight end, it might be a little biased. We have a lot of fun in the building, so hopefully I won over every teammate that I've ever had. But I think this team's special because of how close we are and how much we support each other.
You are the best tight end in history.
I'm trying to be the best tight end on Sunday. I know that.
Travis,
Thoughts on
you shot your shot for Taylor on your podcast. Did you ever think in a million years all this would come from it?
Never thought it would have landed. I didn't even think it would have landed. I would have got a response from her.
How great is it that,
We're here and we're all happy. I know that.
Travis, question. How do you feel this team is different as opposed to 4 years ago when you played the Niners last time?
I mean, just different people, different players, different coaching staff on both sides, really. So it's not only are they seeing something different, but we're seeing something different. One of our corners is over there playing, and it looks to seem that he's liking it over there a little bit more. So hopefully we can get this win and make him miss Kansas City just a little bit.
Travis, what have you learned about yourself since the start of this whirlwind romance amid this heightened fame?
Being worldwide is way different than just being famous in Kansas City.
Is there anything that you still haven't quite gotten the grasp on, you're still getting used to?
No, I got it all. I got it all figured out, I think.
On the matchup.
Chaotic week, this Super Bowl week. How do you stay so grounded? You seem so composed and calm.
I just love it. I love it. I love seeing my teammates get to show their personalities, get to tell their stories. It's coming up here is a once in a lifetime experience that I've been able to go through a few times, and I guess I'm just comfortable in the atmosphere and in the chaos that goes around us, and you just got to embrace it. The more you fight it, the more pissed off you might get, or more negative you might start thinking. I'm a guy that likes to think about things a positive way, and you know what? For a week, why not go through all this craziness and showcase my story, my family, and everybody that has got me to this point.
Thoughts on the match?
Man, talk about some of the wrestlers you and Jason used to emulate.
I got power bombed through my living room floor as a kid, and we broke the wooden floor, and then we just slid the couch over it so that our parents wouldn't know. My mom was vacuuming like 2 weeks later and figured it out, and sure enough, we got in trouble for it. But yeah, growing up in the '90s as a boy, I feel like you had no choice but to emulate wrestlers on the playground, at recess, in the living room, in the backyard. It was everybody, but for me and my brother, it was probably Stone Cold and The Rock.
Talking about Super Bowl, you said that this is the one that you want, the most anxious that you want to win. Why is that, and what have you learned about the previous ones?
Well, I learned how to lose one, and I learned how to win two. So I've developed an understanding of the entire grand scheme of things. And I just this team specifically is special to me. I think we've gone through a lot of ups and downs. A lot of guys have been challenged to step up in big moments, and they have. And you just love to see that. You want it that much more for a guy when people are counting him out, and he finds a way to persevere through that. And yeah, this team is as special as a team that I've ever been on, and it just makes you want it that much more because we're in the moment.
How do you quantify the dynasty across all sports? Like, how many championships quantify the dynasty?
I couldn't even tell you. That's a great question. I would say you get 3. I think 3 is a lucky number. One is anybody can be one and done. I think 2 is special, but 3 is when you solidify yourself as a dynasty for sure.
What catalyst is Patrick with that? Because you've seen pre-Mahomes, post-Mahomes, playoff Mahomes.
Oh, he is the catalyst. He's the reason why we're here and why we're able to keep coming back to back. And honestly, he just gives his team a certain sense of urgency and confidence that we can go and get it. And that goes a long way.
Thoughts on Warner and Greenlaw and just that matchup, man, and thoughts overall on those?
Greenlaw's he's a dog, man. He's unbelievable. Every single time we play against him, he gets me quite a bit of times, and I know I'm definitely going to be put in some situations for some one-on-one matchups against him. The biggest thing is that their entire defense they're a smart defense. They understand what the possibilities are and kind of how you want to attack them. And with that being said, man, it's going to take a lot of good hard work this week to get the timing down and get the alertness down for everybody so that we're all on the same page.
Travis, Caleb Plant. Do you know the boxer Caleb Plant? You ever been told you look like him?
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah, I've definitely heard that one before. That one and Jonas Valanciunas.
Lastly, man, just George Kittle.
Your dedication to football, it's pretty clear, has not waned as your profile's grown. You've had more opportunities outside of football. Is that something for you that comes naturally? Is it something you're conscious of? How do you approach that?
I've been conscious of that since I've been in the league. I think the one thing about the NFL is it's historically short-lived. There, you have to find another career after this, and I didn't want to wait until the end of my career to start finding out what I want to do after football. And sure enough, it's always been on my mind trying to find something I love, maybe not as much as football because I love competing and I've found just a desire for this game, but find something that I enjoy doing outside of the game. And that's always been the focus is getting myself outside of the face mask, out from under the helmet, and into, whatever fields that I can get into to try and figure out what I'm going to do after football.
You faced a lot of adversity throughout this entire season, maybe the most you ever have. That's had a lot of prognosticators doubting you all. Do you feel like that's made you all battle-tested, ready for moments exactly like these?
100%, man. I think the ups and downs throughout this season has made this team a lot closer and want to play that much harder for us.
Travis, Patrick came into the league, he came into a team that was already successful and set up for success. Do you think he would have become an all-time great, regardless of where he'd landed, even if he'd landed in
He's a once-in-a-lifetime player, man. When you put that guy on a team, he naturally makes everybody better. So I got confidence he would have been Pat Mahomes no matter where he ended up, but the Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid special is unique and definitely one for the ages.
What are you most proud of?
How happy I make my family on game days. I wish there was a camera in the suite or on my family every single time I scored or every time we won a big game. Seeing their excitement, seeing my brother against the Bills go absolutely nuts and show his love for my success. Those are the moments I'm most proud of.
Mom has been handling media like a pro. How do you think she's been handling it all?
Communications major. Where do you guys think me and my brother get it from? She's a saint. My mother is absolute sweetheart, and you can ask her anything. She's very down to earth, very humble. Will never take the praise. She'll always put it on somebody else, and that's why we love her. And she's just been amazing, and it's been so cool to see everybody appreciate her and accept her the way that she is.
Shared with any motherly advice with you during this week leading up to the Super Bowl?
No. I just been enjoying seeing her with all these ads and pushing her Super Bowl content. So.
Your hometown of Cleveland has shaped you as a person, and how cool is it for you, that the New Heights pod brings so much attention to Cleveland and all of that?
That's one of the things I'm most proud of as well. Coming from Cleveland Heights. It's a beautiful city. It's a melting pot of all different ethnicities and social classes, and it's really shaped my understanding of accepting people and really, not only that, but enjoying everyone else's cultures growing up. I have so many friends of different races and just like I said, their family is different social classes and stuff, and it's just given me a good understanding of who I am and how to accept everybody for who they are, and I can't thank Cleveland Heights enough for that. Outside of that, giving me the desire and the love for life because of how happy I was as a kid. It's just that school system and the community, the families in that community, that mean everything to me.
How about bringing the spotlight to Cleveland through the New Heights pod, through your Super Bowl appearances, through Taylor, just kind of putting a nice spotlight on your hometown?
Man, I'll tell you what, I loved showcasing Cleveland Heights for what it is, and I couldn't be more proud to be from there to shine light back home. It means everything that Cleveland Heights gets the respect and gets the credit they deserve for what they do for the kids and the families in the community. Go Tigers, baby!
Mom famously made you cookies that we all fell in love with.
Oh yeah.
Can you make me those cookies?
Not yet, but trust me, they're coming. They always do. Mama never fails.
People that probably may never experience being in your suite and what it's like on game days, because watching at home, I'm sure.
I don't know. I wish I knew.
But watching at home, I'm sure everyone sees the excitement, how much fun it is in your suite. Can you just give us a glimpse of what it is like when you get picked up?
I'm on the games I'm on the field all the time. I don't know what's going on in the suite. They said it's just good vibes, especially when we're winning. Everybody's excited. Everybody's jumping around, taking shots after touchdowns. It's I heard it's pretty crazy, but yeah. It was stanky. I don't got anything planned right now, but I got a few days to think about it.
How would you compare yours and George Kittle's games? How would you? Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to a complete tight end, I don't know if there's another one in the game right now that's playing at a high level like George Kittle, man. He, from running routes to blocking to what he can do with the ball in his hand, and on top of that, how he catapults his team. He brings everybody around. That's the energy over there in San Fran is George Kittle, and there's a reason why he wears that C on his chest, and it's going to be an honor to go up against him. and it's going to be motivating to try and play better than them on Sunday. But it's a team game, and I know that I got a lot of faith in my quarterback and the guys around me to get it done.
Similar note.
Congratulations, first and foremost, for making the team yet another season.
Thank you.
But for the 11 game of football, what is your why?
What's that?
What is your why? What is your why?
My why?
Yeah.
Oh, my why is my family, my friends, the city of Cleveland Heights back home. They gave me such a beautiful upbringing and outlook on life that, I love to show that. I love to be proud of that. And I love to shine light on that as well.
With the tight end, even the guys you beat in the championship games like Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, even Detroit had Laporta. What does that say about the evolution of the tight end position, and how important is it for offense to have like one or two big receiving guards?
I mean, I've been a beneficiary of the evolution of the tight end as well, with guys like Gronk and Jimmy Graham before I got in the league, and even before that, I mean, Jason Witten and Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, obviously being in Kansas City and trying to fill his shoes. It's just been so much fun seeing the game evolve to where it is now, and the tight ends starting to get compensated the way they should, knowing how much an offense really depends on the skill set of a tight end, knowing that it can be a receiver, it can be an in-run blocker, and it's just we're going to keep trying to take this thing to the top level for sure.
Did he take his game to another level this year, given all the turnover you guys had and the injuries now on the offensive line and in the receiving corps?
I 1,000% think he took it to another level. He took it. The one thing about Pat is his competitiveness is he's never satisfied with where he is. He's always looking forward on how he can get better and how he can keep progressing, keep that steady incline of success going, and that's both on and off the field. So it's fun to see him compete, and it's fun to see him have that desire year in, year out, day in, day out, because that means a lot in that building.
Not the same stats as he normally does. Did he ever mention that to you or anything like that? Or
no, we might have talked about halfway through the year and just like, man, it's just not the same year. We got to find different ways to win. We got to find different ways to have success. No matter what happens throughout the game, how much we might not have success, we can't feel that burden. You got to feel like you still have that confidence to go down there and finish a game the right way, and find a way to win and have a little bit more grit than I don't know. I wouldn't say the flash of previous years, but yeah.
How will your Super Bowl experience play a part against the San Francisco defense?
Yeah, man, that's it'll be the best defense that we played this year. I think San Fran's got the most, the biggest front, the fastest linebackers that we've played. They play very good together, too. They got a lot of smart guys, a lot of veterans in the secondary that understand this offense. So it's going to take a collective unit, and it's going to take touchdowns. I mentioned that earlier. It's going to take putting up 6 points instead of 3.
You're rocking the 1994 AB Finals hat. Any significance to that?
No, I love 90s basketball. I love 90s sports. I grew up in the 90s, idolizing a lot of the athletes. I thought it was a pretty sweet hat. It's one of the only ones in the 90s Jordan didn't go to. I got the Rasheed Wallace's. I got the Sheeds on, man. Shout out to Rasheed. I'm ready to get a tech right now.
And as an organization, a franchise, what do you mean to win a second Super Bowl in a row? You know what I mean? Winning back to back. How important is it for you?
I mean, there's another tier of football greats that have won it back to back. You look down the history of the line, and I think me and Pat have been talking about this since we won our first Super Bowl, being a part of that group. And unfortunately, we fell short the first time around, and this time it's just, we wanted that much more, man. We wanted that much because you know how much more respected those teams are, knowing that they had what it took to win it a second time in a row, knowing that they had that target on their back and that everybody was going to get their best shot.
It doesn't happen that frequently. I know it's
because of that there's got to be fortune. You got to stay healthy. You got to have great coaches year in, year out. When you win Super Bowls, everybody wants to take pieces from that team, and it is what it is. I mean, you see Eric Bieniemy go to Washington this past year, and the defensive side. On the offensive side, you lose some of your best players. It just, it's not the easiest trying to go year in, year out, knowing that you're going to get everybody's best shot. But I'll tell you what, it's a sweet feeling when you get back here. We just got to go ahead and handle business.
Miles Garrett is leading candidate for winning NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Just with him being from, the Browns, just wondering, what are your thoughts on Miles and possibly winning that award?
Man, I'm glad I didn't have to go up against him this year. He was on a terror, and it looks to be that he's found his groove in the NFL, and couldn't be happier for the city of Cleveland to have a guy like that, because he's in the communities, he's making a difference, and he's in it for the right reasons. And Cleveland's lucky to have that guy. So good luck to Miles on trying to get that Defensive Player of the Year.
You're watching yourself on film. Sometimes you're catching every pass, and then other times when you're dropping it. What's the difference when you watch that film?
The biggest thing is focus. You try and watch the film, all right, and assess the play, the reasons why, maybe it wasn't all the way in your fingertips that could I have ran my route better? Could I have had more alert eyes and just like focus on where my eyes are when I'm coming out of the break? And then at the end of the day, am I thinking about my next move too fast? For me, I'm a guy that I like to play with the flow of the game, but understand where everybody's at, so I can try and play fast. And sometimes I just play too fast for myself, and I don't help the team out when I do that.
Honor with Prize Picks. Question: can we lock in your more than 71.5 receiving yards for Sunday?
I ain't got nothing to do with bets out here, man. You about to get me fined.
Would you rather eat one-star meals for the rest of your life, or every time you lock something, you lose an inch?
Man, I can't even process what you just asked me. I'll take one-star meals because losing height doesn't sound too fun.
What do you think takes more stamina, playing in the Super Bowl or giving a 3-hour concert?
Man, that's a great question. I would say just a Super Bowl because of the physical aspect.
Do you think you've been very gracious answering all these questions. Do you think it's fair that you're being asked so many questions about your personal life during a professional moment?
I think it's fair. I mean, everybody's having fun with it, and it's not like you guys are up here teeing off on me left and right. Everybody's having a good time with it, so how could I be upset about it?
Mr. Travis. Went off in the playoffs. Did you change anything from the regular season, or is it just a matter of finding the mojo?
I think my success is a product of my environment. I think everybody in that building is playing a lot better football. And I'm not saying that was the reason why I wasn't having success. I just feel like we're all having a lot more success because we're all making plays for each other. We came together throughout the year, and we found ways to work throughout the week to get better. And sure enough, we learned from those losses and the times where we could have played better throughout the games, got that better understanding on how to lean on our teammates when the time's needed. And sure enough, everybody's playing their best football right now.
Mr. Travis, Derek from the Houston Press. A lot of young men have signed their national letters of intent around the country today. What words of wisdom can you give them that's going to help them transition from high school to the college level?
Man, don't be afraid to compete. It's going to feel like the playing field's leveled out a little bit, and don't be afraid of that. Don't think that you got to go somewhere else because there's a challenge in front of you. Accept that challenge. Challenges are a beautiful thing in life, man. And when you attack them head on and you overcome those challenges, man, it means the world. So stay out of trouble and accept those challenges.
Michael Farrar with Bird Sports Network. Kind of a two-part question for you here. What is your favorite thing about this team, and what is your favorite football memory with your brother?
My favorite thing about this team is the resilience, the ability to snap and clear, to find another way to win. It's not easy getting everybody's best shot in the NFL, but I'll tell you what, when you go through those ups and downs and you're resilient and you find ways to keep coming together as a team, as a unit, that chemistry, you just want it that much more for the guy next to you, and that's why I love this team. My favorite memory with my brother, unfortunately, probably isn't his favorite memory, but it's being on the mountaintop and playing in the Super Bowl with him.
What's the best advice he's ever given you?
The best advice my brother ever is... if you say that again, I'll kill you. That one hit home for me. And I didn't say it again.
I want to ask you about your relationship with George Kittle, how that started, and how it's developed, and just kind of, how you you guys vibe?
Man, I was actually asked about George Kittle in the building when he was coming out of the draft, and I just watched him on film. I was like, man, this guy's fun to watch. You know, his energy, how he plays the game. You could tell by how he was getting when he caught a ball and he would get tackled, how the team rallied around him. You could tell he was loved in that locker room. And then on top of that, when I met him when we first played in a preseason game together, he was just a down-to-earth kind of guy. And then you see the success. You see what he could do with the ball in his hand when he was younger and all the explosive plays. And, yeah, it's just kind of been a fun growing of a friendship and a brotherhood, starting up tight end U together with Greg Olson. It's just an absolute honor not only to go against him here, but to know who he is and what he stands for as a man and as a family man. And it's just I got all the respect for the guy.
I'm surprised that there are probably still people out there who doubt Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs team.
It's sports, man. It's sports until you're crowned king. You're gonna have those doubters. You're gonna have those naysayers, man. And it's just you got to use it as fuel. You can't think about it.
Beyond fuel, do you hear that?
I'm sure Pat uses that as fuel. He's a competitive son of a gun. He's always hearing what the naysayers got to say to make sure he channels that right mindset.
Is there anything beyond the surface level of the Niners that you're really looking forward to, that challenge you're looking forward to facing or taking on with them?
Other than they're going to be the best defense we played all year. I mean, if that's not motivating enough, I don't know what is. That team, we're going to be on our P's and Q's, and we got some good work we got to get in this week until that game. But it's definitely going to be our best challenge yet.
Challenge of showing how to beat a defense like that, taking on that challenge, trying to prove that. Is that fun in itself, kind of solving and putting together?
Are you kidding me? I love that challenge, man. I want to go up against the best there ever is. And with that mentality, man, you just got to rally the groups, make sure that you're ready for every single possible scenario, and give them your best shot and see who's the best.
A lot of young players start out not as a tight end, they're linemen or receivers, and then later on they become tight end. With what you and Gronk have done for the tight end position, do you think there will be more players wanting to be a tight end from a younger age?
Yeah, I mean, I think the tight end room is it's a unique position. It hasn't always had the glorified, 1,000-yard receivers or all the touchdowns, and you don't necessarily get the ball thrown to you as much, or at least that's what the perception was before guys like Gronk and Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates. All these guys came into the league and were just absolutely dominant pass catchers. And they did it in a flashy way, in a fun way, in a way that you could cheer for them and get excited and want that guy on your team, right? So it's just, I think the tight end room is naturally filled with a lot of guys that just love the game of football and will do whatever the team needs them to do, whether it's block, run, catch, do whatever they need to do to get the win for their team. And just the ultimate teammate, man.
Did you have with your basket? Do you feel like that adds more pressure, or do you feel more comfortable to win this year?
I feel comfortable right now, but I'm starting to get antsy and starting to get excited for this one. Nobody puts more pressure on me than me, and I know how to handle that at this point in my career. So I've been pretty fortunate. But being a leader, I got to make sure I rally everybody else around me as well.
Travis, did you imagine the podcast would take off like it did? And
No.
do you imagine it might be something you rely on after football?
I never thought that would be the retirement plan. I always thought that everybody looked at me and my brother like we were polar opposites, and you probably still do to an extent. But Jason is, I don't think people knew enough about my brother, so I wanted to definitely, just have if I was ever going to do a podcast, it was going to be with him. I never knew it would get to this point. I had no idea that people would just jump on, my brother's storytelling and how funny he is and everything. So it's been so much fun seeing everybody accept not only our brotherhood for what it is, but see him take off in his own right with his documentary and the podcast and everything. It's just been awesome to see.
Travis, do you have a favorite country song?
Favorite country song? Yeah. Man, R.I.P. Toby Keith, man. Should have been a cowboy.
Chris Jones said that you were one of the DJs in the locker room. He said that you're the best person to go to if you want like the disco eclectic vibe. So
Ooh,
can you talk
nice.
about what you play in
I just want to get the groove going. You know what I mean? I play everything. I don't play everything in the locker room because you'll get booed if you do that. So you got to play something with at least a groove and a beat to it, something somebody can just kind of vibe to. Typically, it's like a funky, like you said, disco. Let's go disco, maybe some EDM a little bit. More house vibes, though, not necessarily like dubstep or anything like that. Who's that?
Your music, like you said, like if you play something bad, you get booed.
Oh, yeah, everybody will get booed. If you play a bad song in there, they'll let you know for sure.
Jason's the first team All-Pro this year. Would you have a hard time, and he's contemplating retirement, would you have a hard time going out at the top of your profession? Would that be a hard thing?
I think that's the way you want to do it, right? You don't want to go out as, I don't know, not a successful individual. I think he's had so much success in his career, it's not about that. I think it's more so about just whether or not he's okay with giving up this game that he loves and this passion that he has every single day to go to work. And I think it's something that's everybody's going to miss when they're done playing. So he just doesn't want to cut himself short if he's got some time left.
Would it be hard for you not to see him playing anymore?
It would definitely be awkward not to look over at those Eagles and not see 62 out there running around on the field. But yeah, we'll see if that happens.
Can you describe what Tom Melvin's like as a tight end?
Coach Mel, man, he's been one of my favorite coaches of all time, man. Just the ability to relate and bounce things off of each other, find a common ground, and on top of that, motivate me throughout the years, throughout the week to keep trying to get better and keep taking my game to a new place. He's got that fire in him when you need it, and on top of that, man, he's one of the most relatable guys in the building. It just makes it easy on everybody to come in and want to get their job done.
Travis, Andy talked about you not thinking about being the best tight end of all time. You said that's not something you're concerned about, but did you ever envision your career going this way and potentially being the best?
I'll tell you what, I used to lose sleep over the success I had early on, or the lack of success I would have early on, whether it was drops or just not being ready for the moment, not having any success in the pass game in certain games. And I used to have that desire to say, man, I want to be the best. I want to be known as the one that had the most yards, the one that had the most catches, the one that had the most touchdowns and the most Super Bowls. And you got to be so fortunate to even go to the playoffs, let alone get plays drawn up for you and things like that. So I've rechanneled that to just being the best teammate that I possibly can, day in, day out, and at the end of the year, let the chips fall where they may, and see who's the best team out there. And I enjoy having team success a lot more than I enjoy having my individual success week to week.
What advice would you give to those who suffer from imposter syndrome and compare themselves to others?
Man, use it as motivation, but don't use it as a gauge of your worth. You know what I mean? Who you are. I think that you can get caught up in a lot of those things and start thinking negatively about yourself, and that's not a road you need to go down. You should always have confidence in who you are, and who you are is always going to be good enough. So compare yourself for motivation. Don't compare yourself for judgment.
Could you give a shout out to WBN Boston? That was amazing.
WBN?
WEBN Boston.
WEBN Boston. Shout out, everybody.
Do you feel like you still have a bunch of years left in the tank? I mean, is the road long?
I'll tell you what, I know I got one more game in me. I don't know how this road is going to go after this. I think I'd be silly to tell you that I'm going to retire after this year. I'm going to think about I'm always thinking about what's next. And I think that this game I love this game so freaking much. I'd be silly to stop anytime soon. And I know I'm going to miss the hell out of it when I do stop playing. But I know I'm fired up for this game on Sunday.
You're talking about you did kind of do the math about what it would take to bring 20,000 titles.
Yeah, it'd take like another decade. No, it's not. I know I'd be far-fetched to even believe in myself to try and get to that milestone. And I got all the respect for Tony. He's been such an unbelievable just mentor, just a guy I can rely on if I ever need anything in this football world, man. And I can't thank him enough for who he's been trying to fill his shoes all these years, and he's really helped motivate me to be who I am today.
We see you develop as a leader of the team these past few years. Do you think that after your career you could become a coach? Is it something that you consider?
I thought about it, and then I thought about how much easier a life would be outside of coaching. They put in a lot of hours, and I love this game, but I love playing this game more than I think I would love calling a game or I don't know, coaching the tight end room. But I'll forever be a coach from the stands, from the sidelines, from afar. I'm somebody, I love to pass the knowledge. I love to pass the baton to younger guys, the younger generation. That's why, you know, when George Kittle and Greg Olsen came to me about tight end U and being that area or that voice for the tight ends year in, year out, and helping everybody kind of progress, I was all for it, man. I'm forever going to try and be that mentor for guys under me because I had unbelievable mentors and coaches throughout my life.
Your numbers got better in the playoff than in regular season. What changed?
I think I'm a product of my environment. I think we're playing better as a team. I think everybody in the building realizes how we need to attack the work week, how we need to attack the certain challenge at hand, depending on what team we're playing. And with that being said, just being more accountable. Sometimes I was dealing with drops this year. I was dealing with getting out of my breaks, and then finding ways throughout the week that I can attack those weaknesses, attack those and make them stronger so that I can be more accountable for the guys next to me.
Who do you think is the best tight end in the history of the NFL?
Man, I would say Tony Gonzalez is the best to ever do it, but my favorite is probably Gronk.
Will Taylor Swift will be here in Las Vegas next Saturday?
Say it again.
Taylor Swift will be here in Las Vegas next Sunday?
We'll have to see.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It seems like you've had success running 3 tight end sets. What is that on for your offense?
We got really good tight ends in Kansas City right now, man. I got Noah Gray, Blake Bell, and the list goes on. Matty Bushman and Zay. I think it's been amazing to see how much success we've had these past few weeks, and the accountability that the coaching is and the guys around us put on the tight end room, and we just we love that. We love the opportunity to be out there. And we just go out there and we do whatever we need to do for the team. It's kind of the motto of the tight end position. Would you need us to block? All right, we'll block. You need us to go out and catch a pass? We'll catch a pass. And it's athletic enough and physical enough as a group that we can get anything done out there on the field. So we got the ultimate mismatch, we feel like.
Are you working hard when the air is turned to Cleveland Browns Stadium?
I haven't even thought about it, no.
As a receiver, as a tight end, what's your favorite route to run?
Say it again.
What's your favorite route to run?
My favorite route? Man, there's nothing like a go ball, baby. Just throw me up top, baby. Let me loosen these hammies up and go up top.
Last one, guys.
Not yet. I don't even know the exact field I want to get into. I know I want to do something still with the game of football, but I love all sports, and I love going to events. I love all types of music. I'm still dabbling in a few different areas that I don't know if I'm going to love it or not. So I think that's the plan over the off seasons that I've had in the NFL is figure out exactly what I love and what I can latch onto as a career from that point on. But I wish there was a clear-cut vision, but there's never a clear-cut vision with me.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. We gotta go. We gotta roll. We gotta go. We gotta go, guys.
You know it, dog. You know it. I don't know where they're making these things, but I love them. Making them all